Winter is here and so are the holidays, the most awaited time of the year. So being sick with cold and cough is not fun at all, even when you're home in bed. So if you're looking for in-home remedies and tips to treat your cold and flu, then keep watching. Hey guys, this is your pharmacist Sidra, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about some in-home remedies that work if you get common cold. Common colds are the main reason that children miss school and adults miss work. And this is why you may look to stock up on any number of remedies on the first sign of cold, but what actually works? So before I get into my remedies for common cold, I want to clear something here. That common cold is a viral infection and there is no cure for it. You can use a supportive therapy to feel better, and that would help relieve the symptoms of sore throat, runny nose, cough, sneeze, or even body aches associated with cold. But just remember, antibiotics will not treat the common cold. So don't go running to the doctor's office and insist on getting a Z-Pak or other antibiotics to treat the common cold, because antibiotics will not help you get better. In fact, if you use antibiotics when not needed, you can build unnecessary resistance to antibiotics and their side effects will make you feel even worse. Alright, so now that the big misconception is out of the way, let's look at the 6 in-home remedies that will actually help you feel better in common cold. It's a proven fact that adequate hydration can help your body fight infection. Therefore, drink lots of fluid. And this includes water, decaffeinated tea, soup, and juice. But skip anything with too much sugar because that's not good for you. Also remember to avoid beverages that dehydrate you, like sodas, alcohol, or coffee. So staying hydrated has its benefits, because it can thin your mucus, makes it easier for the mucus to drain from your nose and sinuses. Also, fluids help to keep the mucous membrane lubricated, which can help eliminate the feeling of dryness of nose. Next tip is gargle with salt water. Now, gargling with salt water definitely decreases the severity of cold symptoms and help loosen the mucus, which contains bacteria and allergens. It may also help ease the sore throat, pain, and swelling. So basically, to gargle with the salt water, dissolve a half a teaspoon of salt in a glass full of lukewarm water, swish and gargle around your mouth and throat, then spit it out, and you can use it 4 times a day, and it will literally reduce the tickle of your throat and soothe it. My next tip is sleep it off. What could be better than catching up on your sleep when you're sick? It honestly works for me. And sleep is essential for your body to rest and heal. Actually, research shows that when you are sleeping, your body makes proteins called cytokines, which are important for fighting infection and inflammation. So do your best to adjust your sleep schedule to get that extra rest that will help your body fight off that cold virus. This is in fact the time to recharge your body's immune system, because rest and sleep are the best ways to do it. And make sure you're sleeping between 8 to 10 hours at night. And this is also a great chance to take a break from any strenuous exercise for 2 to 3 days. Also, elevating your head while resting or sleeping will help relieve congested nasal passages. And if the angle is too awkward for you while elevating your head, you can actually try placing some pillows between the mattress and the box spring to create a more gradual slope. Next tip is try reduce the congested sinus. And this is because when mucus builds up in your nasal passages and lungs, it causes congestion and a general feeling of stuffiness. While most congestion from a cold will clear up on its own over time, but you can actually do some things to reduce it. Like use a cool mist vaporizer, take a hot steamy shower. Steamy showers actually moisturize your nasal passages and may help you relax as well. Now keep in mind, you should limit the steamy showers only when you are sick or have those congested nasal passages, because very hot steamy shower is not good for your skin. And I've talked about that dry skin in one of my other videos. Actually, I'll put the link up here in the I button, that the steamy shower or very hot shower actually dries your skin, which is actually another big problem in winter. So something to keep in mind. Getting back to the topic, you can also try a sinus rinse with saline solution. Now, over-the-counter saline drops or sprays are available, but you can make your own DIY nasal rinse at home. It's very simple. Basically, you just mix 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda in 8 ounces or a glass full of warm water, and then just simply use a bulb syringe or any nasal irrigation kit to squirt water into your nose. And you want to hold the other nostril closed by applying a light finger pressure while squirting some mixture into the other nostril, and then let it go and drain the solution. This will literally clear the nasal passage and help with the congested sinus. My next tip is drink warm liquids. Now, I have already talked about importance of hydration. We already know fluids are great, but if you drink warm liquid in cold, it's going to be a lifesaver because warm liquids relieve nasal congestion, prevent dehydration, and soothe the uncomfortably inflamed membranes that line your nose and throat. Now, I recommend that you drink a warm cup of tea with lemon and honey because this can ease the sore throat pain. Honey actually has antibacterial properties, and guess what? It's a natural cough suppressant. The food that you eat in cough and cold is actually very important. Sometimes we underestimate the power of the food that we eat, but the fact is the food really controls our body system. See, when your body is building defense against the cold virus, inflammation can occur. So try adding some spices to your food to potentially reduce the inflammation while giving your meal an extra kick of flavor. And the spices that I love to take when I have cold and flu are turmeric, ginger, and garlic. I actually add some ginger, garlic, and turmeric to my soup, or sometimes I sprinkle cinnamon and clove in a decaf tea. Also, a dash of cayenne pepper in any dish or your tea can actually help temporarily clear a stuffy nose and gives your food a great taste. Now, if you get diarrhea, which is very common in cold, then you can eat bananas and rice to soothe the upset stomach and curb the diarrhea. Oh, and don't forget your berries, because berries like blueberries, red berries also curb diarrhea. They're actually high in natural aspirin, which may lower the fever and help with the aches and pains. Now, once you have tried all these remedies and your symptoms still exist and you're still uncomfortable, then I would seek refuge from the over-the-counter cough and cold medications. There are so many over-the-counter medications labeled for cough and cold that it gets so confusing to pick one. So this is what I recommend you do. Choose the one that best suits your symptoms. Like if you have runny nose, watery eyes, lots of sneezing going on, then you want to use an antihistamine like Benadryl, Claritin, or Allegra. And if these symptoms are actually keeping you up all night, then I recommend that of all these antihistamines, use Benadryl, as that can help you sleep as well. But if you are looking for a non-drowsy option because you want to use something for daytime, then I would stay away from Benadryl and use Claritin or Allegra instead. Another very common symptom of cold is cough, and which can get very uncomfortable. So in order to control that, I would recommend you first try to suck on some cough drops or any hard candy. For some people, it could just do the trick, but for some, it's not enough. So then you have to see what kind of cough you have, whether you have dry cough or cough with mucus. Once you have identified the kind of cough, then it's simple. Because if you have dry cough, then you want to look for ingredients like dextromethorphan, which is normally available as brand name Delcium. And if you have cough with mucus, then you want to use an expectorant that would thin that mucus and help expectorate that. And normally the common ingredient used for cough with mucus is guanfacine, which is normally available over the counter as Mucinex. Often over the counter, you will see medications like dextromethorphan and guanfacine as a combination, because people often get this scratchy throat, dry cough with mucus as well. So you will see medications like Robitussin DM, Mucinex DM. Those are great for the combination cough or just in general. Now remember, cough medications can cause drowsiness, so don't take for more than 3 days. And also, if your symptoms persist, you don't feel any better, then see a doctor. You can also get a decongestant over the counter like Flonase or Sudafed. There are some restrictions with the use of Sudafed for people who have high blood pressure. Should avoid it because Sudafed can actually raise your blood pressure. So always check with your pharmacist before buying any of these products, so your pharmacist can check any interactions, go through the medication list you take, and educate you about the possible side effects and interactions. Lastly, if you have any fever and body aches, which is very common in common cold, then use over-the-counter Tylenol. I recommend Tylenol because that's in general a safer option, but a lot of people overdo on Tylenol because for some reason they think it's a candy. It is not a candy, guys. Tylenol, if actually used long-term in high doses, which is more than 4 grams a day, can cause liver failure. So just be very cautious. You can also use ibuprofen, Aleve, or Motrin, but I just try not to recommend that because that medication also has some restrictions. People who are using blood thinners or who have cardiac problems should stay away from ibuprofen or any NSAIDs over the counter because of the risk of bleeding. So in general, you have Tylenol as your safer option, but again, check with your pharmacist so you can get more personalized recommendations. See, here's the bottom line. Whenever you buy any over-the-counter medication, read the label carefully, look for any duplicate ingredients, see what symptoms those ingredients target, and find out how much the medication to take and how often you need to take it. Remember, don't take more than the package recommends and don't overlook any side effect. Keep in mind, just because something is available over the counter, it does not mean that it's completely safe. It can still have potentially harmful effects. So I'm gonna emphasize again that do check with your pharmacist if you are ever confused about the dosage, interactions, or side effects of the medications, because that's what we're there for. See, like I said before, there is no cure for common cold. So keep in mind that the remedies that I've discussed earlier are meant to help treat the symptoms or kind of help you feel a little bit better. These remedies don't really treat the infection, which common cold is a viral infection. So the only thing that will truly make the common cold go away is time. And typically a common cold will last for up to 1 to 2 weeks. However, if you still aren't feeling better after a week or two, your symptoms get worse and you develop any complication, which may include persistent high fever, shortness of breath, extreme weakness, lightheadedness, then definitely see a doctor right away. But remember, prevention is better than cure. So one of the best ways to manage a common cold is just to avoid getting sick in the first place. Easier said than done, right? Well, I know it's impossible to fully prevent ever catching a cold. Still, try to minimize it by frequently washing your hands, by using soap and water, avoid touching your face, protect your immune system by staying healthy, exercise regularly, eat healthy foods, especially dark greeny vegetables, and take good care of yourself. Stay safe and stay hydrated. I hope these tips will help you if you come down with common cold this season. Definitely try the in-home remedies first before trying on any over-the-counter medications or prescription medications, and give your body time to fight the cold naturally, because time truly is the best medication. I'm gonna take off for now, but if you guys have any questions, you know where to reach me at. Type in the questions in the comments, DM me, email me, and hey, subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any awesome content on health and pharmacy. I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.